Hey guys, this is Irie StarCraft and I'm back to cast another 2v2. This one is going to be on Monlyth Ridge and it will be between levels. The red Protoss and ddoriku, the blue Terran, I think that's how you say it, I really do not know. And their opponents will be ProTech, the teal Zerg, and Cammy, the purple Zerg. It wasn't that long ago that I cast a game with ProTech and Cammy. And that was on Warzone, I believe, where ProTech went Blink Stalkers and were just Blink happy, crazy man. And that was a really exciting game. I think that was against Airsteo and Qbert from about a week ago or so. And so that was super exciting. And this time it's going to be Zerg for ProTech and Cammy. So if you've watched any of ProTech and the Red Bandits games, I wonder if Cammy will be filling the Red Bandits role in this game, or how that will play out, because his ProTech often likes to share control with his Zerg player. And there's the 10 pool, and Levels is going to scout that, but no surprises there. And actually it looks like ProTech and Cammy may have been random, as Levels, you can see him saying to his partner double Zerg. So looks like ddoriku is going to be walling off his front, and Levels is even going to go ahead and build a forge and completely wall off with cannons, or a cannon at least, at the front of his base. And this replay is pretty old, a couple of months old, and I still expect it to be quite exciting. But just throwing that out there, it is kind of old. And as this starts to get underway, that reminds me that I was going to ask you guys about a couple of things. I mean, the fact that it's an old replay, I wanted to see if anyone had any opinions about the most recent update. No one has really been talking about it much, but the Infestors have gotten a huge boost, I think, with that upgrade to fungal growth. It does lower the length of time that the units are held in place, but the damage has been effectively increased because you can stack twice as many fungal growths in the same amount of time. And also a bonus to the armor. And oh! Just as I'm rambling there, Levels gets a pylon down at the last second to block that. And now the cannon is complete here with the wall off and the gateway. So the question is Levels going to let this pylon finish? No, he is not. He's going to cancel the pylon, and now I'm really curious what he's going to do. He's going to build a second cannon. So, interesting there, as that if he does pull this probe away, I mean, the odds that ProTech and Cammy would know about it, he's going to leave this probe here, it looks like, in case they try and do another run by. He will throw down another pylon. So it doesn't look like the super early aggression is going to work. However, a Baneling Bust is a very, very strong possibility, as you see ProTech already halfway complete with his Baneling's Nest and the Terran base. I'm telling you, man. That looks so juicy for a Baneling Bust. Levels base, on the other hand, may prove a little bit more difficult to break, as the Cybernetics core is going down. But a Baneling Bust, man, these reactors, this reactor sitting front and center, man. If ProTech scouts that, he may definitely opt to go for the Terran base. So we'll see what happens as the Banelings are being morphed in. And I have all these random rants that I wanted to talk about with you guys, but hey, you know what? I'll get to them when I get to them, because for now, there's going to be some serious aggression. The Banelings are finished. There are 6 Banelings, 4 Roaches for Cammy. Here we go. He's going right at the Terran base. Gonna blow up the supply depot and the reactors. Both supply depots and the reactor goes down. And oh my god, ddoriku is so screwed right now. Oh my god, because Levels has nothing to help him except 1 Zealot, and make it 2 Zealots. And Levels has got to be just kicking himself right now, like, oh man, what am I going to do? My Terran partner's totally screwed, but he is going to be able to bring off all these SCVs. He does have a couple Marines and a Marauder in the back. Will he be able to hold? Will he be able to hold? He actually might be able to hold ddoriku using his SCVs as cannon fodder. Needs to be really careful because there's 6 Banelings about to warp in there. Oh my god! The Banelings blew up all over. The SCVs all died. That was so awesome right there. Sorry, I got a little carried away, but that was so awesome. And to even make it that much more awesome, ddoriku immediately rage quits upon the Banelings exploding on his SCVs. So that was pretty awesome right there. And so now Levels is really up against it as ddoriku brought all his SCVs off, so Levels isn't even really getting any, he's not even getting any minerals out of this, and he's basically forced to sacrifice this base entirely. There's actually still Marines being produced out of this barracks, so that is kind of retarded, but there are +1 weapons coming for Levels. He does have 4 gateways, make it a 5th gateway finished, and that is going to get scouted by Cammy. So Cammy and ProTech, they know exactly what's going on. The 5 gate, excuse me, is completed after the, the standard forge cannon wall up into 5 gate on 1 base strategy. And there's the sneaky, also known as the proxy pylon. And with Cammy and ProTech going so all in here, it's possible they could be in a little bit of trouble if, because Levels now, look at all the minerals and gas that he has saved. I'm surprised he was able to save so much there. I'm also surprised he's not lifting off this command center, maybe to just like fly it around to somewhere else to try and get some free minerals and force units to chase that around. But instead, he's not even going to worry about that. He's going to focus on doing what he can to win this game, and that is get 1,000,000 stalkers. And he also apparently has a scantipede in his army, and that reminds me, I've been playing, I've been totally addicted to this tower defense. Oh, here comes, I'll talk about that in a sec. Levels is going to trap all of Cammy's roaches, and it looks like these roaches are going to go down. There's just a far superior number of stalkers, +1 weapons is finished versus armored, 15 damage. And guess what? Roaches are armored. So unless there's a significant numbers advantage for the roaches, they are going to have trouble with stalkers. And so Levels is going to go ahead and push out. And I was ranting as I was noticing that scantipede. I was like, oh yeah, if you guys haven't tried Squadron Tower Defense, you should give it a try. It's like by far the most popular custom game right now on Battle.net, and it's a nice break from the insane craziness that goes on in these ladder matchups. But you guys should give it a try if you like any of the tower defense games. It's pretty exciting. So anyway, that's not enough about that. And Levels is going to warp in 5 zealots and press out here. He is not teching at all. He's going with this pure gateway army, and he's got to make something happen. The longer he waits, the further in trouble he is. And we'll see if he maybe opts. Oh, he is warping in 4 sentries. It is at the sneaky. And could he trap all these roaches on the ramp? No, he is not going to use those sentries just yet for force fields. He's waiting to get the best position in that he possibly can. This is a very intimidating ball of gateway units right here. More units are warping in, relentless from Levels. And what is he going to do? Is he going to commit to 1 base or not? A couple of force fields could be devastating right here. He is going to trap a whole bunch of roaches on the front. And where are Cammy's roaches? Cammy's roaches are coming in from the back. The stalkers are going to pull around and deal with the reinforcements and pull back from the roaches of ProTech that were blocked up there at Levels. Somehow, Levels is in this game. I don't know what is going on right now. He is just playing out of his mind. Look at all these stalkers and sentries. A nice force field action. Another extra force field up there to even block some reinforcements. Sorry, I got distracted there. Apparently, I am getting a text message, and so I will have to text you back in a minute because this is way too intense right now as Levels is attacking the main base of Cammy, and Cammy is pretty screwed right now. This is a lot of trouble for Cammy. He is going to be pulling off all his drones, and he's got a few roaches and queen fighting here. Levels is forced to fall back as he shoots and scoots, but so many drones have died. Make it all the drones except 1 for Cammy have died. He is continuing the press, and now Levels even warping in more units here. A couple of zealots, 3 more stalkers, just relentless 5-gate press right now. And is he going to try and take out Cammy's hatchery? No. He's going to fall back, regroup with his reinforcements, and go after the next base. But ProTech 1 step ahead here. He has burrowed 3 spine crawlers at the front. So this is going to be very difficult to break now. And now Levels realizing how tough that base is going to be to break into. He should think about trying to finish off Cammy now while he can, and possibly trying to secure a nexus, as there is 1 probe coming down here. Is now stuck by his zealot. So it looks like he will be trying to get that natural expansion, at the same time just maintain a contain here. Again, I'm surprised. Warping in 5 additional stalkers Is he going to focus on containing ProTech or finishing Cammy? It looks like he's actually going to fall back here. And he was able to kill all of Cammy's drones there, but a Zerg player can redrone fairly quickly, and so now Levels is going to go ahead and commit to Cammy's base. And are we going to see ProTech's roaches come down to try and trap them? It looks like they were going to move out there, and now they're not. I'm not sure. It looks like ProTech, now he is going to be coming down to Cammy's base with these roaches. This is going to be a pretty even size armies here, very even, but I think Levels having the advantage with the extra damage from the Stalkers. The force field's not doing that much though. ProTech easily is able to get inside of those force fields and get right up on top of the Protoss army, which is exactly where he needs to be. And looks like we are going to see an army exchange here. As, no, actually ProTech is going to take this with a few remaining roaches. He will be able to finish this off with 8 roaches. However, the hatchery goes down for Cammy, and so now Cammy is at that awkward moment where you have, what, 6 drones there, 7 drones, and he either needs to bum resources off of ProTech to rebuild his hatchery at this point, or just give up and try and bring his drones in to attack. And most of the time with these guys, I see them, they will just give up and try and attack. But in a case like this, I think I would actually like to see ProTech donate some minerals to his teammate to rebuild, because it is a you can make it a 1 versus 2, and the fact that Levels has opted to try and expand and get some economy going, he has no choice. He has hardly any minerals left in his main, that I think there may be enough time for Cammy to get back in this game, and that is exactly what is going to happen. ProTech did send the minerals, and Cammy is going to rebuild, and meanwhile, uh-oh, look at this, ProTech is going for a roach drop, and where are these overlords going to come from? Are they going to try and drop right into the main base of Levels? That could be pretty devastating. However, a roach drop not as devastating as a Hydraless drop, as the roaches attack much slower than the Hydras. But ProTech does not have that tech and is not looked to be teching up. He is actually going for some upgrades. He's getting Zerg Carapace. He is going for his natural expansion. So it looks like we are actually going to see a macro-style game here, ladies and gentlemen. And who would have thought after the way this game started? But here we go. We are going to see a roach drop in the back of Levels' main. And what is he going to be able to do about it? Where is Levels' army? It is way, way out of position. Could ProTech even take out the Nexus as well as all these probes? And uh-oh, man, so many damage is going to be done here. The Overlord's even spearing that creep to give the roaches the extra movement that they need. Always a good idea. And actually, ProTech is going for some pylons. I'm surprised now, shooting and scooting. It looks like ProTech is a bit unsure of what he wants to kill. And if he had been attacking the Nexus the entire time, the Nexus may have died. But actually, ProTech is going to try and load up his roaches and escape, but he's only able to save about half of them. And I'm not sure if ProTech is going to be that thrilled with the way that this went, as he was able to kill a bunch of probes and a couple of pylons, but really the fact that he loaded up half of his roaches to try and escape may have been a mistake, as he could have either stayed and tried to fight and kill as many of Levels' units as he possibly could before they all died, or tried to escape with all of them, or try and do some more economic damage. The one pylon he needed to kill to really put Levels in a bind is this pylon, which is powering all these warp gates, and I think there was one here that may have been powering like a couple of these. But again, if ProTech had gone right for this Nexus, the Nexus may have died, but how could he have known that this army was so far out of position? Perhaps trying to deal with one of Cammy's overlords or something like that. So anyway, pretty intense there, and ProTech is going to be going for a couple of infestors. And again, this is an older version game, so the infestors do have that twice as long length of stunning is what they call it, but it's just kind of, it's more like holding, because I'm not sure, I guess in StarCraft stunning just means that you can't move, but you're still allowed to fire. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, because stunning in most other games means you can't do anything, but in this game I know that if you fungal growth like Marines and stuff, and then you run up to them, the Marines will still be able to shoot you. So really that update, what it did is it nerfed the infestors' ability to delay attacks, which really You see it used sometimes for that, but not that often, and by delaying attacks I mean throwing down fungal growths on advancing groups of marines or roaches or whatever, and then pulling back to buy yourself more time to get reinforcements. But the damage output has been really improved from these infestors, although again, this is old version. So, and I really thought that the one update in the latest update, the one change that I thought was so that I really didn't think was necessary and was surprised me was the fact that they removed the Kydarian amulet. So they basically buffed infestors and they nerfed High Templars big time, as you will no longer be able to warp in High Templars. And here we go with the battle, and look at ProTech is burrowing in these 3 spine crawlers just in the nick of time, it looks like, to hold this off. And the force fields, unfortunately for levels, are not going to trap any units there. And he is actually just going to use those force fields to allow himself a safe retreat. So this game is getting pretty epic here, ladies and gentlemen, as my random rants keep getting interrupted by awesome battles. But that battle actually turned out to be not much of a battle, but the timing on the spine crawlers was epic. And levels, he does have 3 immortals in this army, making 2 more, so levels really going strong on the immortals, which is exactly what he needs to do to fight all these roaches. So ProTech is going to be in a lot of trouble unless he makes some other kind of tech switch here, as infestors will be good at delaying these units, and they could, well, again, the old version infestor damage is not going to be that powerful. So really ProTech needs to be thinking about getting down a Hydralisk Den, and that's what I would be doing. If I just saw all those immortals, I would be like, oh crap, I really need some Hydras. But I don't think he's even going to have time to do that, as the infestors, one of those infestors got caught, it looks like, and 2 infestors have died. And the force fields here are preventing the roaches from getting anywhere near this army. And it looks like, though, at the same time, 2 or 3 of Levels' immortals were not shooting there. Now he scoots forward a little bit, and these immortals, unfortunately for him, are in the back. But it doesn't matter, because he just mowed down the spine crawlers. ProTech is forced to retreat, and does Cammy have any army yet? No, Cammy does have a Spire out, and it looks like it's getting 5 Mutalisks, but it's going to be too late for those Mutalisks to do much. Obviously won't be able to do much to this army, but the Mutalisks could fly around the back and harass and perhaps force Levels to fall back with his Stalkers. ProTech is in desperation mode. There is a observer here from Levels that sees everything that's going on, and I wonder if ProTech knows about this observer or not. But look at Levels macroing like a champ here. He is finally researching that blink, which will be very helpful in those engagements, as he would have been able to blink back some of those Stalkers and allow his immortals to get in on the damage, as the immortals just own. They just own roaches. And now finally Cammy with gonna get back into this game. He's got 5 Mutalisks and a couple of Zerglings here that are slow Zerglings are gonna actually go after this high yield, and Cammy is gonna try and take this expansion up here. Meanwhile, these Mutalisks are going to come in and be able to do some harassment to Levels' expansion. No, there are plenty of Stalkers here to deal with that, but Levels now knows that Cammy is back in the game. So what will he do about that? Possibly a quick Warp Prism drop or something could take out Cammy, but we'll see what Levels opts to do, if he even is going to bother with going after Cammy at this point, as Cammy continuing to go after the rocks up there. So it looks like we may have another slight lull in this game, as Levels is forced to defend against the Mutalisks and going to continue to macro up here, and he is actually supply blocked. So, Ultralisk Cavern coming down for ProTech. Ground Carapace level 3. So ProTech is going to be making a tech switch to Ultralisk, and Ultralisk, they just eat up force fields. But at the same time, Immortals, man, Immortals are pretty strong against Ultralisk, so I'm not sure if this is the best play from ProTech, as this army composition for Levels really is just asking for Hydralisk. But now finally 1 Colossi is on the field. Extended Thermal Lance, make it 2 Colossi, and now with these 2 Colossi on the field, even Hydralisk will be less effective. So this Protest Ball is getting scarier and scarier, and all these sentries have practically full energy, even some High Templars in here. And once these High Templars get their 75 energy, you can expect to see Levels just rolling out with this army. Some Mutalisks are going to be harassing here from Cammy. And so a couple of probes, actually 1 probe is going to survive here. as Levels is going to be bringing back his entire army, it looks like, to deal with this. And Mutalisks are shooting a warp gate now, switching to the pylon here. Really not able to do a whole lot now. Finally, they are going to move down to the probe line and try and kill, but look, Blink is finished for Levels, and look at some of these Mutalisks have just no hit points left. He needs to be really careful here. Oh man, that trying to get those last couple of shots not paying off, but there's a Nexus here he could shoot at. But it looks like he's not going to do that. ProTech, meanwhile, is building a wall of spine crawlers at the front. Look at all the gas ProTech has saved up. So much gas right now. And it's just tough when you have that much gas and you're like, he should be pumping out 1 million infestors right now because so much gas. But here we go. ProTech is going to try, and is he going to try and press this? He should not be. He needs to stay behind his spine crawlers and get as much damage as he can out of these. However, the extended thermal lance from the Colossi will be able to outrange these spine crawlers, so ProTech is really going to be in a lot of trouble. His spine crawlers may not be able to do a whole lot, as Levels is going to be able to sit back here. And as long as he keeps this army out of range, and it looks like that's what he did here, he separated his groups, and, well, at least manually separated, and told all these other units to hold position. ProTech is forced to fall back with these spine crawlers. He's going to move them all and try and engage this army. Oh, man. This death ball from Levels is going to be unbeatable, and I don't think this is even going to be close. Storms coming down just to put the nail in the coffin. Man, look at Levels. Just playing exceptionally this game. His partner rage quit at the very start, and now he is just wreaking havoc. Some Ultralisk and Roaches popping out here at the last second for ProTech, but look at these Immortals just eating them for breakfast. I wonder how many kills these Immortals have. 8 kills, 0 kills, 11 kills, 6 kills, 9 kills, 4 kills. I can't even keep up. There's not a whole lot, I guess, but a lot of those kills are Roaches and Ultralisk, so significant kills. And there goes both of ProTech's expansions. He is going to GG, and the income tab shows that ProTech is out of this game. Cammy does have this high yield, but really it's taken Cammy this entire time to come back to be even a minor factor in this game. And so that's pretty much going to do it. It's just a matter of waiting it out now, because Levels is just sitting there, and he just needs to move this army over here, and that will be game. But either way, very, very exciting. And looks like Levels is like gone to get a drink or something, as he's not even doing anything, letting Cammy rebuild, or just, I guess, waiting for Cammy to leave. And Cammy's not going to leave. He's going to try and make something happen with these Mutalisks. So Levels had to answer the door. Which reminds me, I got a text message earlier. I can't forget this time. I always forget when people text me when I'm casting, and then after the game, and then like a couple hours later I was like, oh yeah, whoops. And now he's forced to run away, and because he has only 2 stalkers to fight the air units. So Cammy with his mass Mutalisk ball is actually going to kill off almost all of these Colossi and a bunch of Immortals, but all Levels has to do is make a bunch of stalkers, and that is going to be game. So anyway, back to my random rant earlier while we wait for this game to finish out. If you guys have any opinions on the fact that High Templar basically got nerfed, I still can't believe they took out the Kaidaran Amulet. So it makes them so much harder to use, because you can't, like all of other Protoss gateway units, you can just warp them in and they'll be instantly effective. And when you had Kaidaran Amulet, you could do that with the High Templars. But now, as you see, Levels is warping in High Templars. He's just going straight to Archon. He doesn't even have Kaidaran Amulet research. But anyway, I guess it's not a huge thing. I'm just surprised that they would buff fungal growth and then at the same time nerf Psystorm. Basically, is what they did. So I'm just surprised. I mean, investors can still research the what's it called that makes them start with. They can still research the pathogen glands. So I don't know. It's just kind of surprising and strange. But either way, I wanted to mention quickly, if any of you are still watching this, as I promised it is about to end, I wanted to say thank you again to Ash, as these Mutalisks are going to desperately come in here as Ash set up an awesome graphic for my channel. I'm sure you guys have noticed it by now. I love my channel. It looks so much cooler now that it's not just like this boring like my channel before. It felt like I was in like watching a PowerPoint presentation at a meeting in an office or something. It was like so boring, the setting, and now it's like all awesome. And you've got Jim Raynor on the left side, eyes blazed and smoking a J, and then on the right side you've got Kerrigan with the Irish StarCraft logo. I love it. So thank you, Ash, if you are listening to the end of this. And so that's going to do it for me. A pretty epic game. And I want to say thank you to Levels for pointing me to this replay. And so I'm just shocked that he was able to come back in this game. So well played. Oh, since this game's so long, I got to go back and watch the Banelings at the beginning. You guys, where was it? Okay. Where is the Baneling action? Because that Baneling explosion on all those SCVs was so cool. So cool. Guys, let's slow it down here. When the SCVs gonna come up? Here they come. Here come the SCVs. We gotta see this again. We gotta see this again. Come on, come on. Come on, SCVs. Come on. And here we go. Slow motion right here. Ready? 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 Oh man. So even though ProTech and Cammy ended up losing this game, that part was actually pretty cool. But ProTech again showing he is vulnerable in a long style macro game. Very effective early on with his incredible micro, but as the game progresses, ProTech is vulnerable. So an exciting game. Thank you, Levels, for sending me this game. And that is going to do it for me. Thumbs up if you like the game, if you like the commentary. I really, really appreciate it. So this is Irish StarCraft, and peace out.